y equals mx plus b represents the equation of a line. So anytime you have something written in this form,
with the y.
With the y isolated, exactly.
X started as well, or no? It's always y starting.
Always y.
Oh.
Okay. Then this represents a value. Do you remember what m represents in the equation of a line? M represents the
Slope?
Good.
Oh, why did they choose m to represent slope?
They just picked, I don't know exactly why, but it's just
always
a variable.
m, right?
So it's just something that's in front of x.
Oh,
Okay.
so it can change up from m sometimes?
It will be a number. It will be a number. So the slope, this is called the coefficient. That means basically the factor. So the number in front of a variable, whatever this x is multiplied by, okay, it's the coefficient of x. So whatever number you see in front of x, that's the slope of the line. And then this value represents the y-intercept, okay?
Yeah.
And the y-intercept it's going to be a number by itself. There's no variable attached to it. So that's called a constant term. And I'll show you what that means. It's a number by itself. So just a number by itself. Okay, so for example, I'll give you an easy one to start. If I write the equation y equals 2x plus 7, which part of this equation would be the slope of the line? So which part would represent the slope?
Number?
Yeah,
2?
this. That means that this line is going to have a slope of 2, but we know slope is rise over run. What number can I put this over that won't change the value? Anything divided by
1.
Good. So this is actually, if we were to graph this, we would be rising by 2 and running by 1. And then what's the y-intercept of this line? Yeah, exactly. It would be like this, rising 2, running 1. But where does this start? What's the y-intercept of this line, if this is the equation?
Y-intercept a constant term number by
So
itself.
it's the number by itself.
Oh, so it's 7.
7.
Yeah.
This is the y-intercept. Okay, the y-intercept in this case equals positive 7. So if we were to graph this, pretend this is my graph, I know I have to start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the y-axis, right? It's going to start at 7, and we're going to rise, this is not straight, but we're going to rise by 2 and run by 1. And you're going to start at 7 because that's the y-intercept. That's where it intercepts the y-axis. Okay, that's where it hits the y-axis. So we'll get into the graphing part in a minute. Let's just look at understanding the equations, okay? Okay, so the first one...
Did I write them too close to each other?
Yeah. So it's y equals 4x. I'm going to write 4 equations, and I want you to tell me what the slope and the y-intercept for each equation is. Okay, so I'm going to write the 4 equations. Okay, so for in the first example, y equals 4x. Well, we want to find the number that's in front of x, which is 4, and that's the slope. Why is b 0, like you just said? Why is it 0? How do you know it's 0?
Because there's no
number
after the x.
Right. If I put plus 0, does that change the equation?
Yeah.
Well, I'm adding nothing. No.
Nothing, yeah.
So I know that
It's
it's 0. So this is actually going to start at 0, 0. Okay. What about for the next one? Do you see a number in front of x?
Yes, there's a 9.
In front of x?
Oh, no, there's no number next, so the slope would be 0.
No. So because there's no number there, we can multiply anything by 1. Whatever this x represents, if I put a 1 in front of it, because this means 1x means 1 times x, if you multiply anything, whatever that is, if you multiply it by 1, it's not going to change. It still keeps it as whatever that was.
Yeah.
So the slope for this one's actually 1. If I put a 0 there, it changes the whole equation. 0 times anything is 0. It gets rid of that. We can't get rid of our x.
Yeah, that's true.
So we can put a 1 in front of it. We can multiply anything by 1, and it's not going to change. Okay?
Okay, y equals x plus... So I could always put 1 if I'm putting in a situation like that.
Exactly.
So I put 1.
Okay, because what's 5 times 1?
Just 1.
5 times 1 is
5.
5.
Yeah, sorry. 5.
10 times 1 is 10. Like if you multiply something by
anything
1.
would just give you the one number.
Yeah,
You the number. So.
exactly. Okay, and then what's the y-intercept? Which one is the number just by itself?
The 9.
Good.
Oh, that's what I meant to say. The one by itself
okay.
is a y. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
So the y-intercept's positive 9.
Okay, so
Good.
That's when you want.
In this example, again, we didn't have a number in front of x. There was no coefficient,
Added the 1.
so we can put a 1 there. So we know the slope is 1. But what's the y-intercept of this one? What's the number by itself?
9.
Positive or negative?
Positive. Oh no, sorry, my bad. I'm looking at the top
Yeah.
one. Negative. Yeah.
It's a negative 9. So the sign is included. This
Okay.
y-intercept is a negative
Yeah,
9.
So you always like remember the signs.
Right.
And this is from page 4.
Just like I said with the y-intercept, you include the sign. Same with the slope. So the coefficient of x, the number in front of x, is negative 3. And the y-intercept, what's the number?
It's going to be positive 5
Yep.
over 2.
Right. 5 over 2. And if we want to turn that into a decimal, 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So that would be easier to graph that.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, what about this example? I switched the order, so I put y equals negative 10 plus 6x. Which part is the slope equal to?
Negative 10.
Is that in front of x?
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
actually.
switched it around.
Yeah, sorry.
So it's
6.
good. It's still whatever's in front of x. So it's 6.
It's whatever in front of the variable.
Right, in front of the variable.
slope is,
And then the y-intercept is the number that's by itself,
So, yeah.
which is?
Negative 10.
Good.
Because you can't forget the symbols.
Good. Okay, what about this one? Y equals negative 7x minus 2. What's the slope?
Negative 7.
Good. Negative 7. And the y-intercept is?
Negative 2.
Good. It's easy, see? We'll do one more. What about this one? Y equals 10. That's it. Y equals 10.
Slope is 0.
Good, because there's no
variable
x.
and no x, yeah.
Yeah.
And then 10 is a number by itself, so the, what's the b?
Y-intercept.
So y-intercept is going to be 10.
Okay, and this actually, do you know what kind of line this will look like? Pretend this is my graph. I start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let me just get rid of that. Hold on. Okay, 10. We know that this line intercepts at 10, right? That's the y-intercept. There's the slope is 0, which means it doesn't have a rise and it doesn't have a run, so it's going to be a horizontal line that just looks like this. There's no rise.
Wow.
And sorry, there's no rise, but it could have a run.
Yeah, that wouldn't that be the run going across?
Yes, but let's say the run was 1, 2, 3, 4. The rise is still 0. What's 0 divided by 4?
It's going to be 0.
Still 0.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't matter what the run is, there's no rise. The rise is 0, so it's going to be a horizontal line. So any equation that just says y is equal to something is automatically going to be a horizontal line. So what about this line? What's the equation of this line?
That's going to be
Y equals
1, 2, 3. So y
and that's
equals
it.
3, yeah.
There's no slope. The slope is 0.
Wow.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.